Hello again, guys. I'm back with some more facts. Today is October 2nd of 2017. And today I want to talk about, this is one of the things that I've always been telling you guys about, that there's a lot of people out there that are using, this alien UFO wave, and they're taking advantage of it by bringing you false stories that are not real. And that's what I mean by that, So when you really have people that are supposedly having these real experiences, there's those that are discrediting simply because there are the other ones that come forth and pretend that they're having these, experiences themselves. So, they start selling books and doing lectures and interviews and all that good stuff. And those are the things that I've been telling you guys about. And of course, I'm heavily criticized because people think that I'm trying to discredit everyone from the UFO alien movement, which of course I am not. I am simply saying that, it's nice that for anyone to make claims, it'd be nice if they can come forth with some solid evidence for us, so that we can see that these experiences that they're claiming are real. And today I want to make an example because I was looking up this story. I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about his name is Stan Romanek. Yeah, I'm probably late a little bit about that one, but I was looking it up and I was watching this documentary on the guy, and I was like, wow, that it really does seem, legit. He's showing how he got certain scars, bruises. He has what appears to be a lot of things happening around his house. But it just seemed so, kind of weird in a way, because everything was, conveniently, there happened to be cameras in certain areas where these things were happening. But, of course, it did seem, obviously, real, okay? So, what I want to do right now is I want to show you guys, I'm sure some of you are already familiar with this stuff, okay? And see how he was showing stuff at first, and, I was actually believing it again because, I enter these stories with an open mind. I don't just doubt right away. I just look at it for what it is and then decide whether this story is a bunch of bull or if it's legit. Now, of course, that's a woman who was, of course, married to him. And again, maybe I'm late on this, guys. Okay, maybe I'm late on this issue already, and again, I'm sure many others already put those type of videos up because obviously I've seen, and I didn't realize until I saw this video of someone saying, how Stan Romanek, he did an interview with a guy, and then you see him throwing an object, making it seem like he didn't know how it's almost like basically he didn't know how that happened, or there was a movement that happened, and he was trying to make it seem like it was, his little alien kids, making movements around or something. So you do happen to see him throw an object. When you're paying attention to the video, you can see that that's what he did. He threw it over his head. While the interviewer, of course, who cannot see him, or maybe didn't pay attention at that particular moment, and then you see, guys, this is what I mean, that these are the type of individuals that we have to watch out for. Because, you see, these individuals, they're out for one thing and one thing only. Is to get a kick out of this UFO and alien phenomenon. But then a lot of people get upset at me once again because when I try to point out to you that some of these people's stories do sound legitimate. You can think about the previous stories, such as the Barney and Betty story. You can think about the Travis Walton story. You can think about other stories that of course, people made claims. But yet, once again, guys, we're dealt with with the question, where is the proof? Now, yeah, like I said, this guy did seem, again, he did seem very, legit. But you see, that's how they present themselves. They present themselves as these people who you can trust because they're good talkers, they're good going folks, and, they mean nothing bad by it, right? Now, you see, as you can see to the right, I'm trying to show you guys this little piece right here. That's just what I was trying to do, is just make an example how people just go on their way to like sell you books and, make videos of these situations, once again, because they're using the phenomenon as, a way to make money. And again, I believe that that is wrong. I don't think that, people like us should be fooled by those type of peoples. And that is why I say that if you're going to go to these lectures that you guys want to go to simply because you believe in them or whoever they may be, all I'm saying is that you guys should ask for solid evidence. And that's what I mean when I say that if you ask the right questions, that is when they get upset with you, because they don't want you to ask the right questions. They want you to ask the wrong questions. Okay? And what I mean by that, for those who don't understand what I'm saying, is that a wrong question would mean, when you're asking them to validate their claim. That's a wrong question because they don't want to hear that. So, of course, they're going to come right quickly to the offend. They're going to defend themselves and try to get around that, because they're going to say, oh, well, you don't have to believe me that this happened. And, because that's how they're going to react. And then when you ask the other questions, which would be the right questions, would mean not to ask them for validation. That would be the right question, not to ask them those type of questions. Okay? You see, these people have it all mapped out, guys. Even when you guys, I'm sure you guys saw this, the alien abduction, not alien abduction, excuse me. It was a video, I'm sure everyone saw it. It was on Fox years ago, and it was about them showing an experiment, supposedly in an area, wherever it was, whether Area 51 or wherever, and they were experimenting on a dead alien or something. Well, of course, years later, we found out it was a hoax, but you see how good that photo looked, the video? The video looked so convincing that many of us believed in it. I mean, I was one of them too. Because again, we are those seekers that want to know, want to believe that there is something out there other than just us on this big universe. Okay? But then when we got these, what I would call clowns that are out there, because they're using and abusing the movement, okay, the alien and UFO movement, so that they can, profit from it. And this is not something that started today. This is something that's been happening for years, guys, and that's my point. When I brought forth this story and other stories, is to just inform you to be aware. Now, of course, many of you will come to the, defense of stories that you believe are real, once again, because you never questioned it before, okay? You just went at face value and believe it simply because you thought it was a good story. Now, it's fine. If you want to believe it's a good story, that's fine. But at the same time, you should at one point in your life take it upon yourself to start questioning why. How this happened, and where is the proof? Okay? Now, once again, people will say to me, and I know I'm keeping repeating this stuff, but I just telling you guys what people keep mentioning to me when they say, well, God exists, yet you don't see him. And I said, yes, I do believe, I believe that the Creator exists. However, I never said that I believe in religion. Okay, because I believe religion is man-made, and I do believe that our creator may be who we don't think may be. And then I said, what if our creator looks like something like this? Okay? Because that's something that is far beyond our understanding. Okay? The first thing that you would think in your mind, of course, if you're thinking religiously, you're thinking, no, that's not possible. How can the creator be something like that? That doesn't sound right. But of course it's not going to sound right. Okay? For hundreds and hundreds of years, have been teaching something different. Okay? Teaching us that there's a force out there that lives, okay, and that is so powerful that no one could touch it. And that's fine. Okay? That's fine. But once again, people back then, hundreds and thousands of years back then, are not like us today. See, we think because we got computers and we're a little more advanced than they were back then, we think we know it all. So then you got these individuals saying, well, you don't know what God thinks. No, I never said that I know what God thinks. I know what I think, and it is good for us to question every single thing that there is. Okay, guys? We're just the ones that are trying to seek truth. We are the ones that are trying to stop those from fooling you. That's who we are. Okay? Now, I could sit here and tell you all day till you're blue in the face. Okay? Once again, I'm simply here to inform you to be aware. Be aware of those that lie. Okay? All they're doing is trying to seek money from you and I by you going to their lectures and asking, oh, well, hey, I got copies of my books. You guys can get it down there and go ahead, buy. There's a couple of my copies I got left. And you guys can, take a look at them, buy them, or what have you. Because that's what a lot of these guys are about. And women. Now, yeah, some of you out there saying, well, not all of them are like that. Yes, I am aware of that. And I know that there really are real people that give their lives, okay, that they're into this. They're researched for not hundreds of years, but I would have to say many years, maybe 35, 40 years, 50 years. Yeah, I understand. There are people that do, dedicate their lives to the subject, and I don't see nothing wrong with that at all. I don't. But I do say that there are those that are using this movement, okay, the alien UFO movement, to their advantage, so they can benefit from it by telling lies. And Stan Romanek, obviously he's living proof of it, and others, that some of these stories doesn't matter how good they may sound or how real they may sound, they're not real at all. It's just a bunch of individuals that are trying to make money off of you and I. That's all it is, guys. Now, once again, I am not saying that extraterrestrials are not here on Earth. I'd never said that. So I want people to understand that when you hear me talking, you can hear perfectly what I'm saying. I am clearly saying to watch out for those who make these claims, okay? Question it. Ask questions. But remember, ask the right questions. Don't ask the wrong questions. And it doesn't matter if they get upset. Because if they're making these claims that they're making, have them show you the proof. Now I know, yes, I did say I was going to, come up and tell you guys more abduction stories and alien contact stories, which I am. And Stan Romanek is one of the stories that I wanted to talk about. But then when I started looking at other videos and I realized something, I was like, wow. I mean, once again, the guy seemed very legit. But then, of course, unfortunate things happen, man. And then people, in response to people saying, then, how is it that Phil Snyder died if he was telling a lie? First of all, I want to clarify, okay, guys? Some people on this planet do get killed over telling lies. So let's correct that, okay? Some people do die over telling lies. Unfortunately, it's over stupid stuff, but hey, it happens. Now, if we're talking about Phil Snyder and whether I believe that he was murdered or what have you, hey, listen, first of all, yes, I would say that something is not right on the way that, his death happened. Okay? I agree with that, yes. I was just simply telling you individuals out there, for those of you who believe his story in terms of the Valiant Thor story, that is not a real story. It's not real. So, if he did say part of the truth, he was mixing it with fiction so that you guys can believe even more. But then when you look into, his background, you can see that there's a lot of things missing that doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. But again, we're not talking about Phil Snyder, okay? I'm just speaking in general. I'm just telling you how some of these guys and women, they come forward and they sound so convincing, okay? Because that is the aim, to make you believe. So if you go to a magician's act, right? You guys are meant to believe that magic is real. So when you're sitting there and you're looking at him performing their magic tricks on stage, you think that they're making elephants disappear, people appear or reappear, women disappear here and come back, right? But you see, it's an illusion. It's not real. I'm generalizing here, guys. So, for those of you who think that, well, we know what this means. Yes, and I understand that you know what it means. But sometimes I have to, detail certain things to have people understand what is it that I'm talking about. It's not just in the alien UFO field that you have people that try to fool us. But I say that this is the most important one right here because, of course, we have that question whether we are alone in the universe. And, of course, I believe we are not alone in the universe. We just need the governments of the world to come to the understanding and to agree that it is time for disclosure. Of course, because this is the time. All right? If we were to do a vote to see how many people believe, okay, I believe that more people believe that we're not alone in the universe than many years back then. But why are these governments are not disclosing any of this information? Once again, like I told you guys before, it may be simply because they do not want other countries to know that they have certain technologies that they've gotten from certain beings, and they don't want them to have part of that. But that's just a guess, because that may not be the case at all. All right? Maybe it could be, contracts, of course, like people say, like the Grenada Treaty. And, of course, I don't know whether that's real or not. Just because someone say that there was some sort of a treaty where, they give us technology, and in return we give them the permission to abduct our people on planet Earth. Now, of course, that doesn't make sense to some degrees because, think about it for a second, guys. If they really want it, and, we're talking about an advanced race here, then that means that they would dominate us, whether we agree or disagree, right? So if they really wanted to take us over, they can. If they are an advanced race, of course, right? I'm just making a point, because, once again, some people may be saying things that really just doesn't make sense. Because, of course, once again, we are taught that these beings are far advanced than we are, or that they are the future us. But then, of course, we can tell them what to do because there's a treaty and they can't, break that treaty. That doesn't make sense. But I do believe in a lot of things that on this planet, because people think, why do we have nuclear weapons on this planet, guys? I believe that we have the ability, and we should, of course, have the right to defend our planet. If anything, such as an hostile alien race, decides to take it over. I mean, we may lose, but hey, you know what? At least we show them that we are willing to fight for our planet. So, sometimes that's the things that I really thought about. Like, wow, imagine that, huh? We got nuclear weapons, and all people keep talking about is, oh, we can blow up this person and these people over here. But really, of course we can wipe each other out. But you see, I don't think that the reason for these nuclear weapons was meant for us in particular. I believe it was more invented for outside interference, in case we have a hostile race that comes from, of course, wherever they come from, and they decide to want to take us over. So what do? We defend our planet. So it doesn't matter what country it is, we all band together as one to defend the planet. Now it comes to mind when you heard years ago, I think it was Ronald Reagan, and he was talking about what would happen if an alien race came to Earth, and then he said how everybody would forget, all the wrongdoings or whatever it is that he said. I can't quote exactly, but I'm sure you guys seen the video of how he said that. He said how we will all come together, which of course I'm sure we would come together to defend our planet. And then of course Bill Clinton says it years later, where he's actually quoting what that president, the former president, said, and then he says it also. It's almost like, of course, hinting to the possibility that what would we do, because everybody's constantly fighting with each other on this planet. We will have to band together to go against these race of beings that are trying to dominate our planet. Do I believe that there are good ones? Yes. Of course, because if you believe there's good, there's also evil, right? We have the ability to have both, even on this planet. We have the good people and we have the bad people. So why couldn't they have the same as well? So yeah, that's basically what I'm saying, guys. That not only that, though, I also want to mention that I do believe that these nuclear weapons we also have are also in case, we have meteors, giant meteors coming our way, or asteroid, or, something that we can stop from hitting Earth. Of course, because if you notice, all these other planets seem to be getting hit other than us. Not to say that we can't get hit, but, I mean, it looks like we are definitely prepared for it. But anyways, guys, I just wanted you guys to see that. I wanted to show you guys proof, of how is it that these people take advantage of the movement, and I think that's wrong. I don't think it should happen in that manner. So those of us who are seekers, again, we should come together. And of course, I'm sure there is those out there that are trying. Once again, there are those out there that are trying to, to have the government disclose this once and for all. And I thank those people for that. Okay, there's a whole bunch of them, and I really respect those people. Okay, I can name a few right now. Okay, but I'd rather not, in a way, because, I don't want people thinking, oh, well, I'm talking wrong about them when I'm really not, And there's only certain individuals that I don't believe, because I believe they're just all in it for themselves. But other than that, I respect completely those that are out there and trying to, you know, tell our government that it's time. It's time for us to be ready. We're ready, so why don't you just tell us already? You know, we already know the answer to the question whether we are alone in the universe. Now, of course, you got NASA talking about, well, you got molecules here, and yeah, there's proof of water over here. And listen, stop running around in circles and just let us know. Simple as that. Yes, there is life in this universe. Instead of just saying, oh, well, you know, there's some form of microbial life. Know what I'm saying? Like, who wants to hear that? We don't want to hear, oh, well, there's microbial life here and there. And why don't you just say there's life, period? You know? Because there is. Every single night when I look up into the sky, what do I see? Hundreds upon thousands upon millions of stars, as we call them here. Because that shows you that there has to be life out there. But of course, they don't want to tell you that, though. Because it's not right. It's not time. And I know I'm not the only one that feel this way, guys. I know you do too. You want to be ready. You are ready. And, you know, hey, the government needs to stop and just reveal what they need to reveal. And, you know, yeah, people also need to stop putting these videos out there trying to claim that other countries have already made it official. That's a lie, guys, okay? Because once again, if something of that magnitude were to be disclosed as official, it would have to be through the UN. Why the UN? Because, once again, they're the ones with an ambassador to, right, space. But I don't know, of course, if they have a new ambassador or what happened with that. But still, I believe that the UN will have to be the ones, because, of course, that's every country in the world together and making the decision that it's time to disclose that extraterrestrials are here. Countless races of them. Different types. Now, of course, people may, whatever, they can assume or, you know, or fantasize of which types are here. I mean, the more we hear about the tall grays, the small grays, and human-looking Nordics, right, as they call them, Nordics. I'm sure that in time, guys, you know, or maybe not, you know, they're going to reveal. I do believe it's probably getting to that point because, I mean, come on, guys, you know, laws are changing, and some of them might be getting better, some of them are getting worse, but I do believe that disclosure is something that we all need once and for all. But then think about it. What would happen if this comes out? People will stop believing in religion. Because again, religion is a man-made thing. And now people are going to be like, well, what about God? You know, isn't God supposed to be, you know, here? And how can God let this happen? These beings are here. And okay, why not? And how will we know if these beings are not God, right? We don't know that. Well, guys, I know that you guys, some of you are going to be upset with the things I'm saying, of course, because that's just what happens. You know, you'll have people that agree, you'll have people that disagree, you'll have people that say, I don't know what I'm talking about, when in fact, I do know what I'm talking about. And secondly, I want you to understand that I don't just talk just to talk, guys. I talk because I know for a fact, okay, that there's no way possible that we could be alone in this universe. Now, of course, people will be like, oh, well, can you prove it? No, I can't prove that. No, I don't, because I'm not claiming to have contacts with the alien beings or, you know, telepathic community or any, you know, anything like that. Telepathic communications and stuff. No. But I do believe, yes, that we are not alone. It's just too crazy to think that we are the only ones here in one little planet out of billions and billions of stars. It just doesn't make sense. But again, you guys decide for yourselves. You guys can decide whether I'm just here full of it or I'm not. But once again, you don't see me promoting books because, first of all, I don't write books. And if I did write a book, you would hear about it because, of course, I would tell you about it, right? I'm not here promoting lectures saying, hey, you guys can see me at the conference of over here. Come see me there and, tickets will be there and, You guys get the point. This is the platform that I will continue to be on for free because I don't believe that, you need to pay me for any services just for me telling you what I'm telling you that you can find yourselves. Once again, for those that want to seek what you want to seek, okay, you can check 1-800-US search, okay, for certain sources. If you're looking for people, once again, if you're doing this with a negative intent, then that is wrong. That's not something you need to do. But if you're doing this for the right reasons, then there you go. You have 1-800-US search for that particular reason, to find out certain things. You have Ancestry.com, which also allows you to go back a couple years. And yeah, of course, it's about really finding out your ancestry. But more importantly, let's say if you're looking for someone, it shows you a little bit about who's who with what and whatever. And there you go. Genealogy.com. You can also check. Those are just the sources, again, that I've used to get the information that I needed for my investigations into these stories. Again, no one sent me to do this. This was of my own accord. No one sent me. It was just me. Took it upon myself to look up certain things. And, so I wanted to look up certain people because I wanted to validate certain things. And that's how you do it, guys. Ain't nothing difficult about that. But yeah, you guys can hit the subscribe button if you like this video or not. You can like my video, you can hate it. If you hate it, just please explain as to why, you hate my video. Maybe you can help me out, like I said before, Plenty of times I mentioned that if you don't like the video, I would like your help. Simply because I'm not here to attack anyone. I'm just here to open people's eyes to see what I see. I'm not telling you to follow me. This ain't a cult. I'm not running a cult. I'm just telling you guys the fact. And the fact is that there's a lot of people out there that just want you to believe in these so-called abduction stories that they had or contacts that they had with extraterrestrials, but they don't have evidence to back up their claims. That's all. We can talk about Travis Walton, which of course I think I mentioned that before, where you had individuals that were with him and worked with him. I just find it a little bit interesting that he's the only one that continues to go forward about his story, and then the other guys is like, nah, they're all set. For me personally, if it was something so big and dramatic and real, you would still see all these people together and, telling people their story. Okay? Now, yeah, the typical answer that people are going to say is, oh, well, they didn't want to deal with that and because, and all that crap. But of course, that's always going to be what people are going to say. So once again, guys, you can like the video, hate the video, or subscribe if you like to my video. I subscribe to everyone who subscribed to me. If anyone have any ideas, feel free to tell me any. If you have any other stories that you know about that you would like me to look into, again, feel free. I'm not going to, say anything bad. I'm just gonna say, oh well, let's look into this, and then I'll come back and tell you guys how I feel about it. But once again, when I talk, I speak, in my opinion, with facts to back up what I'm speaking of. Because if I believe something doesn't sound right, I'm gonna tell you it doesn't sound right. And there's many stories out there that, once again, they sound so legitimate, but then again, they're not what they seem, right? So anyways, guys, I guess I'm going to close this video here. I thank you guys for listening, and hope you had a good day today. Thank you, YouTube, for giving me an opportunity on this platform, to get through to certain individuals. I mean, I might not get through to everybody, but eventually I'll get through to some, because I done heard it all already. People discredit me. People, they like what I said. And again, I'm not here to disrespect anyone. I'm just here to point out facts. If people don't like, what I'm saying, then there's always another video, right? From someone else, I guess. But once again, you don't see me promoting anything such as books and stuff like that, because you'll never hear me say any of that stuff. And yeah, I might be promoting stuff if I'm sponsored by companies and they decide to sponsor me. Well, yeah, of course I'm going to mention them, but I'm not going to mention anything in terms of like my own stuff or anything. Oh, hey, you guys buy my book, $40.99 or something like that. You know what I mean? No, nothing like that. But, anyways, guys, you guys have a good day. Until the next video, peace.